Croeso. This means welcome in Welsh, a language spoken in Wales. I'm Thomas, the alchemist. The people of charming Wales wish you, wise viewers, endless spiritual discoveries inside your very self. Throughout the history of mankind, the divine messages are often shrouded in mystery. Prophets, messiahs, or whichever names you call them, are often persecuted and oppressed, their words obscured. But how do we distinguish the true from the false? To do so, one can only rely on the divine's guidance, and the truth will reveal itself to those who earnestly seek it. Rosicrucianism is a spiritual tradition symbolized by the ancient cross for the human body and the rose for one's unfolding spiritual consciousness. The Rosicrucian order is rooted in the mystery schools of Egypt, dating back to around 1500 BCE. These mystery schools were formed for the sincere to embark on the path to enlightenment and to study truths about life, nature, and the universe. It is said that philosophers such as Pythagoras of ancient Greece, a vegan, journeyed to Egypt and were initiated into the great mysteries. This wisdom, combined with knowledge from the ancient Arab world, Greece, India, and Persia, then spread to medieval Europe, but largely in secret. Mystical teachings were hidden in the song lyrics of traveling musicians, in the formulas of alchemists, and in the symbolic theories of the Kabbalah. In particular, alchemy, the forerunner of chemistry, played a major role in early Rosicrucian history. While some alchemists tried to transmute base metals into gold, others were interested in spiritual alchemy, that is, transmuting humans' qualities into nobler ones and bringing out one's divine wisdom within. Due to the oppression of earlier days, the Rosicrucian order quietly continued to pass on their teachings for centuries, until they revealed themselves publicly in 1614. Through self-cultivation, they were able to contribute outwardly to the advancement of the arts and science, and civilization as a whole. In fact, some of history's brilliant and famous personages were Rosicrucians, or closely associated with the Rosicrucian order. For example, American founding father Benjamin Franklin, the French composer Claude Debussy, the English philosopher and statesman Sir Francis Bacon, the British vegetarian scientist Sir Isaac Newton, and Italian Renaissance man Leonardo da Vinci, also a vegetarian. Today, Rosicrucians continue to study spiritual matters, including in relation to the state of humanity. They also believe that the universe has a consciousness or intelligence that integrates the past, present, and future. By harmonizing with it, one can intuitively see the future. Thus, great minds such as Leonardo da Vinci were able to work on projects far ahead of his time. The respected Serge Toussaint, one of the Grand Masters of prominent Rosicrucian organization, the ancient mystical order Rosicrucis, also known as the Rosicrucian order, stated,
Rosicrucians have always devoted themselves to anticipating the future and prophesying what it holds best for humanity if it acts wisely.
In 2011, Grandmaster Serge Toussaint published a formal document titled Rosicrucian Prophecies. In addition, in 2016, the Rosicrucian order published a manifesto containing a similar prophecy as was seen in an inner vision of an anonymous practitioner. The title, The New Simical Wedding of Christian Rosicrucian, who is the Rosicrucian order's mythical founder, alludes to a previous manifesto of a similar title that was published 400 years ago. The simical wedding refers to spiritual alchemy, the soul's aspired union with the divine. Both the 2011 and 2016 publications show that the Rosicrucian order is optimistic about the future.
We think that the time will come when humanity, after having revealed its worst side, will go on to reveal its better side and create a world in which happiness will no longer be an ideal to be attained, but a reality lived by the majority of people. This slow mutation will be accompanied by major changes that will reflect the degree of evolution reached by humanity.
The major changes for humanity that the Rosicrucian order foresees all go in the direction of unity. They include a world government, a single currency, a universal code of ethics, global citizenship, a common language, a planetary respect for nature and animals, and a universal religion. We notice that these changes will more or less reflect the same ideals that Supreme Master Ching Hai has been upholding for many years. As an advanced enlightened being and master of our time, she has always maintained a far-reaching vision of peace and oneness for our world. And as our program unfolds, we'll find that she has already been helping to accelerate these positive changes today. Let's now take a closer look at the Rosicrucian prophecies about our world, while also recalling some related insights from Supreme Master Ching Hai.
A world government. There is a world government which does not in any way replace national governments, but safeguards their sovereignty and promotes discussion between them.
As the Rosicrucian order already points out, the United Nations of today is like the embryo for the future planetary government. At a regional level too, we have seen larger government organizations emerge, plus ever more cooperative projects and peace talks among governments across the globe. Thus, we may be moving in the direction of a world government as foretold.
Etc.
It is further predicted that through this benevolent governing entity, peace and prosperity will be ensured for all.
All countries and the world as a whole are being governed with wisdom. Politics has become inseparable from philosophy, and its only purpose is to respond to the perfectly legitimate needs and wishes of all people without discrimination.
Long ago, under President Ngô Đình Diệm, before he died, I was very young kid. So everywhere, there's a slogan saying the government is the people's servant. So if every government understands this, then we can say something. Because truly, governments are the servants of the people. They should know they work for the people. They should know that people entrusted them this noble and powerful task.
Supreme Master Ching Hai has long been encouraging government leaders to do as the Rosicrucians described, be public servants who govern with wisdom and make philosophy, meaning spiritual and moral principles, inseparable from their work. In recent years, we are seeing more and more evidence of leaders changing in a nobler direction, making ethical statements through their policies, words, and personal examples.
Some examples of vegan and vegetarian leaders. Etc.
Some leaders of the world have become vegans, but they don't tell you. Yeah, big leaders. I don't want to name. Listen to their talk. Okay? What they tell people to do. Then you know. And then you know that it's a different era now, for leaders, yes. Hey, it's good. Because the more enlightened leaders we have, the better for the world, eh? That's wonderful. These leaders, they are so cool. So cool. They should be more open about it, to save many more lives. Yeah, to save their subjects and to save the planet, yeah? For longer years, you know? Many leaders now, big leaders of big nations have changed their lifestyle. They drink less, they smoke less, or they don't smoke, they don't drink anymore. You see what I mean? So even they tell their co-citizens, don't drink because, even, or don't smoke because, or don't eat too much meat because, yeah? It's very good.
Etc.
In light of the increasing dangers threatening our world with climate change, pandemics, and various humanitarian crises, leading wisely and morally has become a matter of life and death necessity. Profoundly understanding this great burden that they carry, Supreme Master Ching Hai offered her support to all the world leaders in her urgent open letter that she read on Supreme Master Television on March 24, 2020.
I'm thanking especially the leaders and important ministers and other high positions in the government of this world who try their best to govern the nations with all they have got. I'm helping by this an invisible way. I'm supporting you mentally and spiritually. You know deep in your heart what to do, what's the right thing to do for the world. Heavens hold you responsible for your work on earth to represent justice, to care for God's children, and you know the cost of not doing it right. I do see some very little tiny baby steps toward the benevolent world of veganism, or at least many nations are helping other less fortunate nations and some needy people around the world, and I'm very, very grateful for that. Thank God and bless you. Our world has become better, that's for sure. But now we have one more step to go, the vegan step. Then all will be perfect. You will see. All will be peaceful. Everyone will relax, happy. Happier than now, more peace than now. It could be paradise too. We all know that meat eating is #1 killer in our world. But it seems to me that mostly some governments are trying so mightily to cover this by aiming at or diverting attention to any other subjects or activities that has very much less or zero effect. We should ask ourselves if we want to be on humane side, God's side, or the killer's side. Please answer yourselves and act on it now. Act on God's benevolent side, or we will go down in history as murderers, because the consequence is graver than any wars and killing up to date combined. Be courageous, be heroic, righteous, virtuous, fearless in God's mission and protection. All of you, leaders, governments, and co-citizens of the world, please stop killing the innocent, animals, babies, or men. Heavens will help you. Do the vegan law, do sign it, and do follow through with it. Do be vegan. That's the right thing, and that's all you have to do. Everything else will fall into place. It will be all benevolence, merciful, compassion, happiness all over our planet if you do that. With all my love, best wishes, and God bless.
The full lecture, Supreme Master Ching Hai's urgent message to all world leaders and governments, can be downloaded free at suprememastertv.com/download. The same link also has Supreme Master Ching Hai's 3 other new urgent messages. Supreme Master Ching Hai's urgent message to all animal meat business and livestock factory owners, also fishing, egg, milk, fur, lab test, cosmetics and leather industries, as well as Supreme Master Ching Hai's urgent call to rescue our world and pray for world vegan, and Supreme Master Ching Hai's urgent message to all religious and spiritual leaders.
The prophecies of the Rosicrucian order tell us about major changes that we could look forward to as humanity evolves to a higher consciousness. As we continue to explore these predictions, we'll refer to some foresight remarks that Supreme Master Ching Hai has made on the same topics, as she illuminates the wise way for us to proceed to a better future.
A common language. From one country to another, all humans will come to speak the same language. It will not be one that exists today, like Esperanto. The future universal language will be a human creation and will express the desire for unity that will prevail between nations and individuals.
Recognizing the importance of communication in world affairs, Supreme Master Ching Hai has been an advocate of a universal language. Thus, she has for years encouraged our Multicultural Association members to learn English, as it had become the world's most global language to date, used in political negotiations, business and science, etc.
I wish that in the whole world we speak only one language, more convenient. I wrote a letter to the EU Parliament President. I said, in my humble opinion, it would have been much better if at least all the EU member nations learn one language, apart from their native language. Can you imagine if all the member nations speak just one language, easy to understand each other and quicker decision? We could preserve our culture and learn one extra language. We need it anyway. I wrote in my letter, we can vote openly to choose one language. So that's why I encourage all of you to study English, even though it's not voted as an official language in EU or any other union, but it's easier and it's more or less very universal. So we don't vote, we just learn English. How about that? Actually, language is not all that necessary. Love is the most necessary. But the thing is, if we could express love and opinions and our beauty through a universal language, it would be more peace, more harmony, and more love among mankind.
Global citizenship. As a result of ethnic, racial, and cultural mixing and international exchange, collective consciousness will eventually replace individual consciousness. Henceforth, human beings will truly begin to think and behave like global citizens.
我们不是台湾公民，我们不是英国公民，我们没有所有人的公民，我们是世界的公民。We should think in terms of a broader sense of universal brotherhood and not thinking in terms of our family, our country, our religions, our group, or our continent even. It's time that people have to think in at least in the world, in the whole world sense, not in terms of country and border and tiny little corner of the globe anymore. Okay?
The world has never been as interconnected as it is today. As a well-traveled world citizen herself, Supreme Master Ching Hai has always taught us in our association and beyond to celebrate the diverse cultures and values of each people. This is notably reflected on Supreme Master Television. Master has also long been promoting open borders as the key to lasting peace and prosperity.
Any smart country would take in migrants and give them citizenship and all that, so their children can also have a good education and then contribute to the country. Is the same like every citizen, like native citizens. And then after a while they marry the native, etc., and then become half native and then full native. Well, who cares? The whole world is the global village anyway. The whole world is a home. There are different rooms, the German rooms, the England rooms, the Japanese rooms. Who cares what room? It all belongs to humanity. So if they change rooms and to make it better for that room, then it should be a very, very fortunate thing.
Migrants and refugees contribute to prosperity in various countries. Since first arriving to Bendigo in Victoria, Australia in 2007, the Karen refugees from Myanmar have helped contribute $47.5 million to the town's economy and enhanced multiculturalism in the region.
In Australia, the median employee income of average migrant taxpayers during the fiscal year of 2016 to 2017 was more than $34,000, while skilled migrants had a median income of over $40,000. Both numbers are higher than the median income for all Australians, showing how strongly migrants contribute to the Australian economy.
Canada's commendable 1.5% economic growth in 2019 has been attributed to its 2% expansion of the labour force, mostly from immigration.
New arrivals to Germany help to take on new jobs where there is a shortage of native-born workers, thereby increasing the workforce. By May 2018, the number of employed refugees rose to 306,574, an increase of more than 100,000 individuals in 1 year. In Camini, Italy, the 280 local residents reported that their hospitality towards dozens of refugees from Africa and the Middle East was returned multifold, with increased sales for the shopkeepers and more jobs being created.
In 2015, Sweden took in more refugees per capita than any other European country. This helped to fuel the country's biggest economic boom in 5 years, with an impressive 4.5% increase in the economy in the fourth quarter of 2015. In Switzerland, migrant entrepreneurs contribute to 9.4% of overall employment.
The arrival of Syrian refugees' private capital and expertise accelerated business growth in countries such as Egypt, Jordan, and Turkey. Since 2011, Syrian refugees in Turkey have started over 6,000 businesses, creating job opportunities for both refugees and native-born workers.
In Uganda, where refugees are allowed to start their own businesses, the native population has also benefited with increased income and job opportunities.
So-called lesser-skilled immigrants in the U.S. have helped keep some industries alive, thus also helping native-born workers. For example, they have enabled the retail, agriculture, landscaping, and hotel sectors to expand, attract investment, and create middle-class jobs in management, design and engineering, marketing, etc. that employ native-born citizens.
Immigrants have been found to be twice as likely to start businesses as native-born people in the US and the UK. Nearly half of 2018's Fortune 100 companies were founded by immigrants,
etc.
In the Bible it says, be kind to strangers, because you are also strangers in the land of Egypt. That was because when God was talking to Egyptian people. But this can be also broadened into the whole world, like you are also strangers. We are strangers in this earth, on this earth, in this world when we were born. So we should be kind to all strangers. This is our duties, to help each other.
Love ye, therefore, the stranger, for ye were strangers in the land of Egypt. Holy Bible, Deuteronomy 10:19.
The Rosicrucian Prophecies show us that humanity is heading towards a real globalization that is not just economic or political, but based on a profound spiritual awareness.
A single currency. The time will come when globalization will allow every nation to meet the economic needs of their fellow citizens and ensure their happiness on a practical level. By then, there will be a single world currency which will not be used for speculation purposes, but will solely serve to sell and buy different goods. Having money will no longer be an end in itself.
In some of other more advanced society in the universe, you don't have to work for a living. Everywhere they would have like a common kitchen, a common store where everyone can exchange their labor, exchange their work, their craft for the goods that they need. And each one just contribute his talent or his ability to society, not for the money, but for the pleasure of it, for the honor of contribution. And money doesn't exist in those society because they don't need any. You're always provided whatever you need. It is an entirely different system, and people are happier like that. Maybe in the future, our planet would be in such an environment.
You see, our planet is not ready yet for this system. It's not the system, this or that. It's the people. The concept of a society have to change first. I have seen in other planets, only the people who are more evolved, or the concept has evolved in that direction, more like a community, global community direction, more spiritually. Then they would use that exchange system with no money. And they are vegetarian, relaxed, happy, and light conscience, yes. So many of these civilizations are much more advanced than we are, even spiritually, even technology, mainly because they have developed morally and spiritually to a higher level than ours.
Everyone will have understood that the happiness they aspire to lies in inner wealth. Rather than seeking out material possessions, they will focus on the quest for wisdom.
There is such things, wonderful things, inside the chamber of our soul that no worldly things could equal. And nothing of this world can bring such happiness to us as when we discover our true greatness. Because if we do not know our enlightened nature, we always crave for something that will bring us happiness, or we think they will bring us happiness. Therefore, we become sometimes ambitious, seeking fame and name, seeking properties, seeking beauty, seeking ephemeral love, etc., thinking that these will bring us happiness, until we realize that these only breed sorrow most of the time. Only when we are truly enlightened, then we can enjoy anything. We have no desire for material greatness. But that doesn't mean that we do not strive to work for the society, and that we do not try our best to fulfill our obligation as a citizen of the world. We do, all the same. We do more effectively and with all willingness to contribute our part to the whole world.
I feel a lot more fulfilled inside, and also find it easier to deal with everyday problems and also with desires and worries.
I feel much more peace and love and beauty.
People are amazed when I tell them that I've been out of work since October the 19th. And Master, I want to tell you, I have never been happier in my life.
Yes.
You take such good care of me. See, for me, it's not the money thing. It's where you put your faith and where your priorities are. And the priorities for me, I know without a doubt, yes, my soul is the number one priority. I just want to tell you, Master, that what you've given me is priceless, and I want to thank you.
No, thank you so much. It's all yours. It's all
so
yours.
Much.
Etc.
A universal religion. Religions, which we respect for the best they have to offer believers in order to live their faith, will gradually disappear and give rise to a universal religion that will teach the esoteric principles that are known today by too few initiates.
Throughout history, the universal religion, which is the way of God realization, has been taught only to a modest number of spiritual practitioners at a time. However, this is now changing, as Supreme Master Ching Hai has been offering initiation into the universal Kuan Yin method with an unprecedented openness. and for this our world is the most fortunate and blessed.
I was initiated by a master by the name of Swami Sant Seviji back in the early 2000s. He's passed on now, but he's from the Maharishi Mehi branch of the Sants. And that is a very obscure path. And there's only like about 5 people in the United States that follow this particular branch of Santman.
Most of the time on this planet there has never been such a big and wide and broad teaching like this time. Mostly the teaching just a region or some maybe a couple of hundreds of thousands of disciples, for example, but never the whole world like this.
Etc. As seen in our previous episodes, the Rosicrucian order predicts that humanity is destined to become an ideal society in which all of humanity is spiritually oriented and share a higher level of consciousness. Today, we'll explore some more Rosicrucian prophecies and see how Supreme Master Ching Hai has been an inspirational leader in helping to speed up these positive changes in our world.
A universal code of ethics. Human beings will endeavor to express the best of themselves in the interests of each and every person, so that division, competition, and exclusion will definitely give way to unity, cooperation, and sharing.
This is the best system, that the one who has should give to the one who don't have. Doesn't matter if it's material or spiritual. That's the way it should be in every world. And we can't change the whole world, maybe, so we change ourselves, at least our environment, our brothers and sisters. As soon as this world becomes the way we are right now, you know, in terms of material only, our world will never suffer from hunger, want, or disaster anymore. Even if there's disaster, we should help each other very quickly. That's the system of the universe. The have must give the have-nots. So that's the only way we can be God. That's the only way that God is, because it's love. There's nothing else except unconditional love in the universe. That is the most important.
Since her childhood, Supreme Master Ching Hai has always been a natural humanitarian, sharing and caring for others unconditionally, while motivating others, including our association members, to emulate her benevolent example. Etc. Master also encourages sharing worldwide by recognizing the good deeds of people through her Shining World Awards and feature programs on Supreme Master Television. In addition, she has made financial donations to thousands of charitable causes of all kinds over the past several decades, thus magnifying their concrete positive effects throughout the planet.
plus more and ongoing.
Coincidentally, reports show that there has been a rapid growth in philanthropy across the globe in the past 20 years. In the US alone, charitable giving surpassed record levels in 2007, in 2014, and again in 2017.
Global philanthropy sector is growing fast, Harvard study.
Charitable giving in the United States reached a record of $306.4 billion in 2007. The Giving USA Foundation reported.
Americans donated an estimated $358.38 billion to charity in 2014, highest total in report's 60-year history.
Total charitable giving rose for the fourth consecutive year in 2017, making 2017 the largest single year for private charitable giving.
Philanthropy in China has grown exponentially, with charitable giving growing 20% year-on-year.
EU increases its humanitarian assistance, record budget adopted for 2019.
India has maintained a strong philanthropic momentum. Funding by individual philanthropists grew the most, by 21% per year between 2014 and 2018.
Etc. Associated for centuries with religion, and once rejected, moral philosophy will return in the form of a code of ethics that will be accepted and practiced all over the world. This code encourages social peace and what some term as living in harmony.
Supreme Master Ching Hai has always emphasized a moral code in our association, presenting this ancient way of virtue in a simple and logical manner for modern listeners to understand its importance. This moral code is encapsulated in the 5 precepts, as Master explained as follows.
Very simple, to live a noble life. There are 5 universal peace principles that is inherent in all religious order of this world. That should be taught by parents and teachers to the children from a young age and all ages. Anytime. Number 1, never harm or kill others, but protect and save lives. Number 2, never lie, but always tell the truth. Number 3, never steal, but give whatever can to the needy. Number 4, never commit sexual misconduct outside your loving partnership with your wife, your husband, your partner, your life partner, but to honor your relationship with loyalty and love and sincerity. Number 5, never use intoxicants, including tobacco, alcohol, and addictive drugs, but contemplate on the holy God quality.
These are the secret codes of better progress if you want to be enlightened quickly and without any side effect, without disturbance in your mental balance. These are no rules. If you don't kill someone else, there's no rule. If you don't steal, there's no rule. It's just ordinary behavior. Actually, if you think about it, when you drive a car, because you want to be free, you want to be fast to be somewhere else, don't you follow any rules? If you drive all over and don't follow the rules, you will be not in freedom, but in jail. So these are the things that help you to go straight to the kingdom of God without entangled somewhere and being obstructed or being in some jail. So therefore, this is true freedom. The universal rules, if we obey, we will find ourselves in a greater freedom than what we imagine freedom should be. Most of us misunderstand.
Of the 5 universal moral principles, the first and foremost tells us not to kill or harm others. This is also called ahimsa, or veganism, and is closely related to this next prophecy.
A planetary ecology. After years of mistreating nature, different types of pollution, excessive deforestation, greenhouse gases, destruction of ecosystems, etc., humankind will re-establish a relationship with it and work towards its preservation for the benefit of current and future generations. They will work across borders to make its protection an international cause. Human beings have at last understood that the planet on which they have the privilege of living is their mother, and that the animals for which they have the deepest love and respect are their brothers and sisters.
Animals are our brothers and sisters. It's very important, we know, to live with them harmoniously and respectfully, because they are there for some reason. I wish the whole world understand that we have to love and respect the animals and enjoy them, just like we enjoy the colorful garden of different flowers and different trees and different fruits, yeah? And above all, they are the same race with us. They are co-inhabitants. They are earthlings. They have the right to exist here, just as we do. We are not going to take that right from them, which has been given by God, just like God has given us our life.
Master not only teaches that animals are our brothers and sisters, she also helps us to experience this through our spiritual practice.
As a scientist, I can say that one important aspect of my professional life now is how I see and how I treat animals. By practicing the Kuan Yin method of meditation, I have realized that all animals have souls. Animals have emotions and feelings exactly like us human beings. Therefore, I would never ever imagine doing animal experiments. It's really very light for me to go to work every day knowing that I don't have to use any animals in my research, because there are so many alternative methods that I am using on my everyday work. And I thank Supreme Master Ching Hai for all her guidance and teaching and all her insights that she has given to me.
Պատահմամբ ես պատիվ ունեցա հանդիպելու գերագույն ուսուցիչ Չինհային, հաղորդություն ստացա եւ այդ պահից լիարժեք բուսակեր դարձա։ Եվ որպես բուսակեր կենդանիների զգացմունքները ինձ համար մեծ մտածողության տեղիք չեն տվել։ Մինչև որ դասախոսություններից մեկում գերագույն ուսուցիչ Չինհայը նշեց, թե կենդանիները ճիշտ մարդկանց պես են, պարզապես տարբեր կերպարանքներով։ Այո, տարբեր կերպարանքով, որ գեղեցկացնեն այս աշխարհը, ճիշտ ինչպես զանազան ծաղիկները։ Ես սկսեցի մտածել դրա մասին, ու այնպես պատահեց, որ դա համընկավ գերագույն ուսուցիչ Չինհայի ազնվաբարով վայրի աշխարհը գրքի հրապարակման հետ։ Ես կարդացի գիրքը։ մի քանի անգամ։ Եվ կարդալու ընթացքում ինչ որ բաներ սկսեց փոփոխվել իմ մեջ։ Ես սկսեցի կենդանիների հետ խոսել։ Ճիշտ այնպես, ինչպես մարդկանց հետ ես խոսում։ Ես սկսեցի խոսել կենդանիների հետ։ Շատ չանցած սկսեցի զգալ նրանց զգացումները։ Եվ այս ամենը իհարկե Գերագույն ուսուցիչ Չինհայի ուսմունքի շնորհիվ է։ Այն սովորացնում է մեզ պատվով եւ սիրով վերաբերվել բոլոր էակներին։ Այս ուսմունքի շնորհիվ է, որ հայտնաբերեցի կենդանական աշխարհի կողմից մեզ հատուցված գեղեցկությունը, առաքինությունը եւ երջանկությունը։
The way we see and treat our animal co-inhabitants is changing. More governments are creating laws to protect them. 6 out of 10 US adults and half of UK citizens are keen on eating less animal flesh. Global plant-based food sales are skyrocketing, and the media declared 2019 the year that veganism went mainstream. Etc. While sharing these hopeful visions of the future, the Rosicrucian order nevertheless warns us.
The troubled times that we are crossing constitute a necessary transition which should enable humanity to transcend itself and be reborn, provided it takes on a humanistic and spiritualistic direction. If it persists in its thoughtlessness, it will end up largely, if not completely, disappearing.
There's also a film from Velez Michel. It's called Countdown to Year Zero. They count it scientifically with Dr. Rao, the one who made the internet possible. A scientist, a brilliant mind in our world. He calculated and counted that we have only 6 more years, more or less, to fix our problem, our imminent, dangerous problem, the climate acceleration. And this will wipe out the whole world, including your children and your grandchildren. If we don't act now, if we don't turn to vegan now.
The moral position is to resist this and to end it.
People need to know that this is the reality.
What's the problem?
So we have a system that's based on, making money off death, disease, and destruction. It's something that we have never ever faced before.
The trees are going up in flames.
We have 10 years to turn it around.
Earth is telling us we have to change.
Inside of here is my daughter. I want her to have a good planet to live on, not just a planet to live on, because this planet will survive us.
This affects everything.
That's the only way out that we have. That's the only way out where I see light.
Again, it's the #1 thing you can do to reduce climate change.
And I totally recommend it.
Yeah, it is historic. In 20, 30 years, you'll have all our friends hitting us up being like, yo, you're a visionary.
It is a fight against ignorance and apathy.
Moin.
The clock is ticking. Countdown to Year Zero. A film by Jane Unchanged News. Directed by Emmy Award-winning television journalist Jane Velez Mitchell, vegan. Watch now on Amazon Prime Video or visit countdowntoyearzero.com.
To conclude, we invite you to work individually and collectively so that our vision of the future may be fulfilled. All the more if you accept the principle of reincarnation, for you will be actors and witnesses to it in a future life. If not, do it for your descendants and for future generations in general.
I want our world to be perfect, paradise-like, for our innocent children that come after us, and for the innocent, helpless, defenseless, but beautiful, noble souls in the form of animals. We have to protect lives by continuously promoting vegan and sustaining peace through this benevolent process and way of life. This can be done if we are convinced vegan for the reason of compassion, sustainable peace, sustainable planet, sustainable world, through harmonious lifestyle. So, I am going to ask you, beautiful, noble viewers, whatever you are in the society, meaning your position, your ideology, your opinions, your religious belief, just please follow your loving heart. Use all your power within, from your faith, from your master, from your God. Use all this to call upon a change. Call upon for a change. Call upon all this power for a change in our world to make it a vegan world. Because vegan lifestyle will bring all other benefits to your life, to all lives.
Our sincere appreciation goes to the Rosicrucian Order for taking the time to openly share your prophecies. Your coherent visualization of an advanced and harmonious future is certainly what we all wish to create for our future generations. We are deeply grateful to the visionary Supreme Master Ching Hai for her gentle and patient guidance that began decades ago to prepare humankind for a loftier way of living on Earth. Thanks to her extraordinary love and dedication, our planet's progress has been accelerated, and there is ever more hope that our transition to the Golden Age will be successful. May it be so. Thank you, upright viewers, for joining us today. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television. May heaven bless your kind and noble heart.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/AP.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule et suprememastertv.com/AP.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule y suprememastertv.com/AP.
Rancangan kami menawarkan banyak bahasa. Sila kunjungi suprememastertv.com/kehadapan schedule dan suprememastertv.com/kehadapan AP.